All right.
What's up, Gloucester Township Talk? Gloucester Township? This is Inside GT Talk, where we check out what's going on in social media.
Oh, yeah. Talking about everything that goes on Facebook.
Apparently, there's
the Facebook group. Look at this one.
There's a lot going on right now, actually.
Hey-oh!
There's fireworks.
Wow, what are those signs? Say no to Mercado. Oh, look at those.
That's related to Giselle Brown.
Oh, Giselle Brown signs? Gotcha.
So it's been a...
Well, it's close to election time, and what takes over Facebook at election time? But election stuff, right?
Yeah, cringy for even the guy running in the election.
You're running this time, so...
Yeah, there's a lot, man. There's a lot going on social media. A lot of arguing. I'll tell you what, though, it has been.
It's not a lot of arguing, though. You say that
it's a lot. Well, a little more than I guess the normal, but compared to like 2021 election.
Yeah, I'm going to right now say that anything that I say is my own personal opinion and not that of any board that I am on or represent. It's my personal opinion. My personal thoughts doesn't represent anything else. Anyway, but yeah, no, the temperature though of online conversations has been way different than what I've seen in the past.
Yeah.
Yes, there are some disagreements, we'll say.
There's a couple like cat ladies out there that are.
But I think everyone is just literally just sick and tired of everything that goes on around here. Everyone knows it. Nothing's the gaslighting around here is just insane. It's insane. You know, you say like this is happening here. No, it's not. And it's literally you say, this is a mouse. No, it doesn't.
It's been
people are sick of it.
And people are definitely sick of it. It's a different feeling than it was. I ran in 21 with Sam Sweet, and that months leading up to the election. There was just a lot. There was a lot going on, man. I felt like I was online, just either defending or going at people. Or going at the opposition, really, just nonstop, and this time here, man, it's a different feeling.
So you took out a third party, like we had two parties against one party, so that I guess could add to it, right?
I fought mostly online against the people that I'm running with today, so.
Well, the problem, not the problem, but the part of that is because the Democrats don't say anything online. They literally don't answer. Like the actual people running and the party itself.
You've
likely have people who are sympathetic to the national Democratic Party that will call you whatever they want to call you because of national politics, but it's not a party or a candidate saying something. Where you're the candidate running openly, conversing with people in the town.
That's a weird thing too, and the national part.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I can't remember if I think I mentioned it on the podcast that we did a couple weeks ago, after doing some door knocking. And I'm not a party guy, right? I'm just I've been kind of independent. I don't really think that I fit into any kind of party, really. And in fact, I've kind of despised the way that both parties kind of monopolize everything.
Yeah.
So it's really disheartening when I knock on a door and they they say, well, what are you? I say, oh, I'm running on the Republican ticket, and they immediately go away.
Yeah.
I mean, human interaction, kind of like at that moment, you kind of get dismissed as just this piece of crap, and you're like, get off my lawn. I don't talk to people. And it's like, look,
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice, folks. I'm just trying to fix some stuff here, and,
Right.
and you know, I've got to pick a lane here. And
The machine's blue. I got to run red in order to get rid of the machine.
I tried running third party before to make a change, and we got our butts kicked. So hey, to do it the proper way, you got to hop in the other lane, and you got to do it that way. I don't agree with anything. I don't agree with any party, to be honest. But
online though has been a complete 180, in my opinion. What I've seen
man,
from people responding to different things. You know, people are like, look, I'm a registered lifelong Democrat, but this stuff has got to change. People are just sick and tired of it. And not to take credit for this, but I feel like our, the Restore GT website, the podcast that we're doing, the people that go to council meetings every time and go up there and ask questions and all that stuff, it's making a difference. Like, we're exposing what we all see, but in a way that other people can experience it and see it, and then be able to talk about it to other people and maybe get some awareness around what's going on. Most people are in their own world, right? And rightfully so. Like, you know what I mean? They get up, they got 2-3 kids, and this one's got to go to soccer practice, this one's going to piano lessons. They don't care if they don't know what's going on. All they know is my taxes went up. I feel like my trash doesn't get picked. Whatever the case
whatever
is.
Whatever the issue is that week,
It's just they don't really pay attention. They don't have time to. But there are people like us who care about how government works and how it's supposed to work and how it does work, and then holding those people accountable. But then when the stories can come out and somebody can share a video saying, look what they did. They literally tried to arrest people for opposing them in a at a public forum, like things like that. Those stories get out there, and I think people are just sick and tired of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, let's just go back to boring council meetings. That's really that's really what you want, all right?
Right?
I don't know what changed from 2018 to now, but in 2018, when I started going to council meetings, there's a lot of people going to council meetings. And
people got sick of being,
just gave up,
gaslit and treated like complete trash.
I guess they knew that. Look, no matter what we say, we go up there, we can beg, we can plead and cry, whatever. They don't care. Nobody cares.
No.
They don't, and I guess they don't understand the level of. It's pretty deep. It's not like we got a couple bad people up there. It goes really deep. I mean, there's just a hierarchy of people that are involved in South Jersey politics. Really, it's so deep, and it's tough for people to break into the machine. I do give credit though to like our school board folks, and I really think that or at least the way that the school board elections are, I think that in my head that's the way that things should be. When I look at some of the folks that are running, for school board, and they're nonpartisan, and the parents are behind them because they believe in the people, and the people that are running, they don't have any particular like national agenda. They just want what's good for kids, and that is what I look at right now and think that's the most real thing. I wish our council meetings were like that.
Well, Joe, they used to be.
I know
that's how elections used to be held in May, several years back, and it was changed by the current administration, and now we're a partisan election. And I don't know how many times we talked on this podcast about it before, that your national politics do not come into play when you're talking about a council seat. When someone's saying like, actually. The other night, I was with Jen O'Donnell, and she said, you know what? I thought of two things when you always say national politics don't come into play. One of which was, she said, if, what the heck is it called? Planned Parenthood wanted to come into town, and it was a Republican mayor or council, they would deny it. I said they would get sued. It's literally you can't. It's not. It's something you can stop. If a building is zoned for a medical allowance and somebody wanted to go in there, you can't stop them. I don't care what if you're for it, against it, or whatever.
Right.
It's gonna go. It's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the other thing that she brought up was guns. There was I don't know, some sort of an ordinance around Camden County. I don't know what it was, but something about not allowing guns on public property. And this was a statewide issue, and I don't follow gun laws, and I think you do more.
Yeah.
I don't really follow it, but there's a I don't know, the open carry. Maybe you could speak to this more. I'm bringing up the topic. Why did it just get so dark over here? But there was there was something happening where like we could have open I don't know if it's open carry or concealed carry, whatever it's called. But then the county went and wrote an ordinance about not allowing guns on public property, and there was like a senator or a congressman or somebody that was saying like, you can't even have it like if you were to go to walk your dog and you went to, like stepped on someone's property and picked up a piece of dog crap.
So when it comes to that,
but that's a state level thing, not a local level.
We
thing.
actually did it here though. We actually did make that change here.
Right.
A couple. Man, this was probably either months ago or even almost even a year ago. Now you can finally apply for a concealed carry now in New Jersey.
Concealed carry,
It's
okay.
concealed carry in New Jersey. Before you could apply to it, but there was almost 100% chance that you just weren't getting it.
Right.
And then
but now that they made that legal, like I guess the Supreme Court made that
the
ruling.
Supreme Court said that you have
and they said, okay, great, we'll make it legal, but we can outlaw it at certain
then
public
they start
locations.
chipping away at it. And what happened here locally was that. So one of the things that stood out was I think it was 300 yards. It's 300 yards or 300 feet.
So 3 football fields
from any. Yeah, it might have been 300 feet from any public park or public municipality. So like I'm thinking.
So that's 1 football field, 300 feet.
Yeah, so like if I'm getting gas at the Sunoco, across the street from Veterans Park, I'm within a football field of Veterans
Right.
Park. I'm within a football field of the municipal building. If I'm wearing it at ShopRite, I'm still within a football field. Maybe not a football field from ShopRite, but it's still
Right.
When you get into a football field's range of, then it's like, wow, I don't really know where I could do it. Maybe if we say, look, you can't take it into a municipal building. Okay.
Well, we're getting way off topic here.
But either
that's
way,
it was.
Things.
Those were the 2 topics that she, after a long thought of us, not constantly, but like always saying, at a local level, national politics don't play into. What I mean? Those were the 2 examples that she came up with that could possibly come into play.
Yeah, Planned Parenthood, like you said,
zoning wise, you're not getting around that. You're going to get sued out of your
Not gonna happen. But when the chief decided to do that, my thought was, well, that's a little bit. That was something that as a councilman I'd raise my hand on and say I think that we've got a problem with that. But
right.
That's not. I don't know. Is that? That's.
But either way, it's for the most part those are the only the
That's
politics
a me thing.
that are.
I mean, that's a me thing,
right?
And I'm just an individual. That doesn't. I'm not fighting for that because this year I decided to register as a Republican and run as a Republican. That's not because that's just a me thing, So if the next Republican in line might not care at all about that. So that's just I'm just an individual. And that's what we want to. That's exactly what you want to elect. You just want to elect individuals.
But you want to have one. Maybe there's one person that wants to hear your voice their thought, right?
Exactly.
You could have. There's 7 people up there, right? You could have 6 of them not agree with that. Agree with whatever you just said there. But at least there was somebody that spoke up and said something that represented that one particular person.
Yeah.
And that's what we don't have now. There's no representation other than like, this is what's on the agenda. We're voting yes. I don't care what any of you plebes say. It's a done deal.
And this reminds me too of back when we were talking about marijuana and bringing dispensaries in. And Dan Hutchinson said, "I am against. I'm against recreational marijuana."
Right.
But we said, well, then why don't you vote against it? And he said, because the people as a majority voted yes for it.
Which, you know what, I not to disagree with you, but I can understand what he's saying in that. And it's kind of the same. It's not the same, but it's I understand why that's done. If the majority, if you disagree with it, but you represent the people and the people overwhelmingly did support that, somewhat your obligation to do that. He did, I guess, in a roundabout way, voice his opinion about not agreeing with it. But I think I'd probably still vote no, knowing that the majority of the other people are going to vote yes. I don't know. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a safe vote. If 1 out of 7 just says no, I oppose these, or I think that we should have stricter ordinances for marijuana, then you're the guy. At some point somebody should have voted for you because you're you.
Right.
So it's okay, but to vote a specific way because you think you're going to lose votes if you say no, then you're not yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what we want. We want to elect people that are themselves and they're not answering to anybody else.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the point of, I mean, I'd hate to think that, and when you get into these discussions too, and you start talking about not even national level, when you start thinking about just party stuff, it's not even parties here it's not parties here in GT. It's the machine versus the rest of the people.
Well, the machine employs so many people in here that are, I'm going to say beholden to the machine, but literally they feel like their job depends on supporting those who are driving the machine or, part of the machine.
And we've seen that for years now.
I'm sorry, I work, and I'm just using it as an example. I'm not calling anybody out, but it's, I work for Public Works, and Public Works is run by the mayor's office. Okay, well, guess what? If there's a new mayor, there's no Public Works doesn't not exist anymore. You're still going to have a job. I don't understand where this loyalty feels like they have to come in. It's a fear thing. Like someone at a few council meetings ago had brought up, like, is there something in people's employment contracts saying that they can't have signs for opposition up?
Oh, right.
And it was clearly said that no, we don't do that. However, when you talk to certain people from, say they work for a state agency or, court system, they're like, actually, no, it is in our contract that we cannot have any political signs. So it's, I don't know. It's a tough one. Oh, Joe's sick over here.
I've spent the last week sitting basically not talking.
But anyway, back to GT talk. I think we got way off topic there.
We did. That's first part.
But that's basically all that's going on online. Is just it's back and forth about.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, the fact that I guess that the opposition to them happen to be Republicans. I just keep hearing about January 6th.
Really? Yeah.
Oh my God, it's just nonstop January 6th. Like I was there or something.
Oh, you must have been there.
I was in my office watching it on TV, just going, I don't even know what's happening right now. And so the fact that I guess that that's a good one there to bring up too.
Yeah, you can bring that here. Pull up. What's that camera?
Yeah, it's this is a good one here.
Oh yeah. So we have a door hanger, I guess you call it, right? It's something that they're walking around hanging on people's doors. And this is Gloucester Township Vote Column 2, November 7th. And it has the whole slate for Column 2 on here. But then it says, on the right side of the ballot, Butcheroni, Diamond, Hutchison, Dentino, Thomas, and Galanek.
Yeah.
You would think, oh, nothing wrong with that, right? If I'm on the Democrat Party, I know all those names on the bottom there: Diamond, Butcheroni, Hutchison, Dentino, Thomas, Galanek. Now, switch over to the next picture here. How do you get to the next picture, Joe?
I don't really know, actually. This is
There you go. Now, can you zoom? Are you able to zoom in on that bottom there?
Paid for by the Camden County Democratic Committee.
Yeah, so on the very bottom, paid for by the Democratic County Committee. When you're a sitting,
so this is
when you're a sitting board member, you're supposed to be completely disconnected from politics here, and this is a clear. The Democrat committee is backing you on.
Yeah, this
I don't know. That's a
even,
weird one there.
It's weird because it's not even a third party like PAC. This is a committee. I mean, this is a committee rather than just like Citizens for Government Reform.
Yeah, you can't control those PACs. Are there are ways that people can donate more money to you with skating through laws of what do they call it? ELEC laws?
Yeah,
it's a way that they can donate more money in the PACs now. So now the PAC has the money. Just say they have whatever amount of money. The PAC can go endorse anything they want. The PAC could say, "Hey, we're going to endorse Alan Pfeffer, whatever." The whole You have no control over it. Let's air quote that whole thing. And this particular thing here, it was not from a PAC that had no control over it. It was literally the committee. That's a strange one to me.
There's some. I mean, you can't control what the PACs send out. Generally, now the PACs that. Boy, I wish I had my flyers that they sent out against me too. I forgot about those.
Oh yeah, you have flyers. Yeah.
God, man, you know what? And the leprechauns are like
start over.
The tricycle probably broke down. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so the PACs you can't generally you can't really control. I mean, a PAC is just they just send.
They have an agenda, a committee that they're or a ticket that they're
sometimes
backing.
a PAC doesn't sometimes the PAC doesn't reach out to candidates and say we're sending this out.
Well, that's what they claimed when they sent out when the PAC sent out something against myself and Dina, stating that we're racist.
Everybody played dumb.
That I don't know. I don't know what the PAC did. Well, do you know what the committee that you're on did? Because the committee that you're on just sent this out here.
Yeah, so
you can't really play dumb about that one, but
I'm sure they will, but
true.
Yeah, that's
it was a weird one.
That is kind of a weird one.
But let's go back on camera 8 and see what else is on Facebook on our.
What else we got on here?
Your running mates were live on air today.
We're live on. Somebody took this with a potato. I think this camera here.
I think they use a toaster, Joe.
This
looks like a toaster oven.
A toaster. They're all. This is the worst camera in the world. One guy missing from this whole thing too.
That's you.
Yeah, that was me. Not able to talk for the last week.
Yeah.
So I'm last minute
just
decision.
Getting into it here.
Last minute decision today to do this.
Another comment about that same flyer.
Sam Sweet, everybody's favorite.
Yeah. That post there had a lot of comments.
This one at
but I'll tell you what, this one,
comments.
170 comments on that one. Wow.
Not yet. Not a lot of hate on that one, and it's funny. It's just been, a lot of people have said, "Boy, it's different this year." Something is really.
It's a
something
stranger feeling. I don't know what.
Something's just different, the way that it's going, and it's. Let's see if we can.
Yeah, I mean, there's a different. I don't know what a vibe in the air. people are just sick and tired of the same old, gaslighting and.
Oh, this is.
Oh yeah, here we go. That sign has become one of the most popular things in Gloucester Township.
This has been.
People reaching out. How do I get one of those signs? How do I? I've heard so much about this.
I'm jealous too because this isn't.
I'm jealous.
Well, yeah, a lot of our advertising, it was done by me, right? And and it's just a big old yellow sign with some black lettering on it. Not done by me. It happened to just show up by surprise, and I was like, "Oh, those are pretty. Wow."
Well, here, you know what it is?
Everybody wants them.
Sometimes all it takes is one person to make a bold move, right? And then it's like, I want that too. There's people that are, where can I get that? Where can I get that? I need 10 of those. I need 100 of those. There was a post. Somebody saw it out by the Black Horse Pike, I think, one of the first mornings that it was put out there. Took a picture of it, and it kind of caught fire from there. It was, what are you doing over here?
They're just checking.
Just checking his DMs.
I just wanted somebody else up here. Probably going to post this every day until Tuesday. If you think things are going well, and you like the direction the township's going, vote the incumbents back in. If you think could and should be better, vote in some new faces. Party lines be damned. Red, blue.
Is that Eric Wonder? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who Eric is, but I mean,
he's teacher in Gloucester Township.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
I know Eric very well.
It's a great idea. It's what we've been saying here all along.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Oh, man, this is another one.
This is a good one.
A
little statue. Woo!
I love this.
Knock
statue.
it out of the park,
it's
Can you imagine dedicating a statue to yourself?
No, not at all.
You can't.
I mean, look, I was terrible at t-ball or even little league, but there would be no statues to me ever with a baseball bat. But
with the St. Oda Mercado sign.
But
I think people started making like a scavenger hunt with this sign. Like they were like, "Oh, let's put it at Heritage Park. We'll put another one over at the statue." Yeah, it's pretty funny.
There is,
but it's a bold statement that people are they're sick of it, and they're now not afraid to go and put it out there to say it. And that's where I was saying to people, with a job with Public Works, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm afraid to say anything." I think people are kind of getting over it, and they're like, "What could they possibly do? What are they going to do to me? I have a union contract. I'm an employee here. What are you going to do? Fire me?"
Yeah, I mean, maybe they'll find some weird way.
Well, we do know Public Works employees that have spoken out against the current regime. I know you know who I'm talking about. That are.
Oh yeah, I don't know what happened to that guy.
I don't know either. He might be in jail. I don't know, but
he may not work there anymore.
Yeah.
Speaking of signs, they've done quite a number on our signs. We have a.
I see a bunch of the Mercado signs that are in there. The St. Omer Mercado. I see your signs.
I don't see any of their signs.
No, this had none of theirs.
No. Yeah.
There's a guy that went. Took pictures of everything.
What the fluorescent ones are. I'm not sure what they are. Are they old Keith Gibbons signs?
No, I think they're like we buy houses kind of signs.
They got I guess they got to take some of the other people's stuff just to. But yeah, no incumbent signs in there.
No, it's amazing. Somehow they're allowed wherever.
Somebody did comment on that post, and they said, "I haven't seen any signs out at all. I don't know what you're talking about."
Oh, yeah. I did see that post too. And you're like, I think that's selective, viewing of it.
Selected vision. Also, it says you live in Pine Hill, so I'm not really sure. maybe.
Yeah.
I think what else, man. I've
But like you said, there hasn't been much else on social media.
no,
That's
it's been so much. It's been so much election stuff, and I'm just
over it.
man, am I over it?
I'm so over it.
And because I manage some of the Facebook pages, the notifications are just. I don't even know if like family members are sending me things, commenting on anything because it's just there's too many.
Yeah.
I open the app up and it's like I just opened the app up 15 minutes before and there's 15 new notifications and I'm like I click on a couple. Oh, this person hates me. This person likes me. This one likes me. And then it's and then I'm like, all right, just mark all red.
Yeah.
If they hate me enough, they'll say it again. And I can't. What are we, 3 days?
I don't know, a couple days
2
away.
days. 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days, man. Until 2 days until it all starts all over again. And then we gotta.
Yeah, I really wish that elections didn't have to happen, but they do have to happen. And for good reason.
How else would we just do if we did do elections? Just
I don't know. I'm just saying. I just hate
King of the Hill, where you
elections.
just go up there and push them off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the
I don't know
Beer Fest
how
happened,
else you
too.
do it. I'm just saying. I just hate election season. I hate the whole mudslinging. I don't know. It's just like, why can't we all agree that things are like? I don't know. When this country was formed and started over, it was everybody kind of, all right, this is what we're getting away from, and these are the rules that we're all, and then from there it just has just spread to be.
Here's the tough the tough part about it is I hate going to. I mean, of course, I had to pay for advertising, so I mean, you'll see us on Nextdoor, Facebook, Patch, all the social medias. You've got to kind of stay relevant and post and talk to people too, because our opposition is not talking to anybody. So
Yeah,
it's one of the things.
Talks about that.
When you argue with somebody for hours through these things here, nobody else, the opposition is not talking to you at all.
No,
Right?
Just
And the
completely
fact
ignore
that
you.
I see like Ray Henry, he's commenting back and forth with people, and he's trying to tell him, like, look, I'm just a good guy, this and that. And I look at it and I'm like, man, you've wasted way too much time now trying to win back that one vote, man.
Yeah.
But like he's a good guy doing it, and when it comes down to it, nobody on the other side, whether it's at the Senate level,
Yep.
Assembly, Council, School Board, none of them are talking to you.
Speaking of,
I was just going to say that. November 1st, you had a...
yeah, there was a school board. So a couple of citizens put together a forum, I guess you'd call it, or something like where
meet
like
and greet kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ask questions.
yeah. So Glendora Fire Hall was where it was held, November 1st. So they said they had sent out to all the candidates for the Gloucester Township school board, not the regional. The regional right now is running unopposed, so they're just automatically in. You don't have another choice. You can write in whoever you want. You're not going to win with a write-in. They're just going to take it. So they invited all the elementary and middle school candidates. 2 showed up. There's a video online of that entire forum. 2 showed up. 1 was late. They were able to read in the. Oh, is this the? Yeah, you brought it up here.
This was the thing that went out.
Yes, there was a flyer that went out about here. So the one that didn't show up on time had prior commitments, but had alerted them ahead of time. Each candidate was given a certain amount of time in the beginning to read an introductory thing, about themselves. So that person was allowed to read that. They didn't. go back and read all the questions that they had asked each of the candidates. So it was literally just 2 candidates, which was kind of sad. Like, we have 6 people that are running for 3 seats that are there, and only 2 could show up for it. I mean, it was disheartening to see.
Now the regionals, they weren't invited though, right?
No, that's what I was saying. They're running unopposed, and
So,
they were not invited from what I understood anyway. They were
Okay.
saying there was only 6 that were invited, so that would be the 6 from the just the Gloucester Township Elementary, like Board of Education, or elementary, middle school.
So who was it that showed up?
So Marianne Johnson and Dina Hendry showed up, and then Ellen Reese showed up late and read her statement in. We could probably, in the comments down here, drop a link to the video. It was on another channel. It was like,
Oh, okay.
I don't remember. It was Gloucester Township Citizens for something or other. But there was another, link that was, or another YouTube channel that was out there with the recordings of it. But yeah, you're scrolling through Facebook over here.
We should have made that
trying to pull up.
Should have made that a Restore GT thing.
What's that?
The whole like Meet the Candidates thing.
Yeah, we could have.
Except without me.
Well, I mean, it's good. I mean, there's people that have come to Board of Ed meetings asking for this to be a thing that they could do in the schools, and not for nothing. The schools basically said, "Hey, you can go find a church. Do it in your living room. They said go find another place to go do it." Well, guess what? The people found a place and held the forum. It's not their fault that some people are on a vote column 2 ticket, told probably by political forces, don't go to that thing there, and they didn't show up. Now, what does that do? It hurts the voters of the town to be able to make an informed decision.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you make the decision not to show up for something, one, you could return back and say, look, I've got this other thing that I've got to do. I can't make it to that. Send me your questions. I'll send you responses.
Yeah.
But when you flat out just don't want to answer.
Well, so in all fairness, though, the timing of this forum, or whatever we're calling it here, was held was a little bit late in the game. But in all fairness, the person I know that was asking for this to happen has been asking for a while, and kind of was, I guess, maybe I'm speculating here, but had patience waiting for like the school to say, yeah, we could have that there. And the way bureaucracy works. Bureaucracy is slow as anything, and they're probably like, I'm not waiting any longer for this here because it's, time's almost up. We have to have it. So again, in all fairness to the candidates that didn't show up, maybe it had to do with how little time there was to show up there. But even that they had 3 weeks or so to get there. I'm pretty sure if I had plans in 2 days from now and something came up like that, I could make arrangements to be there. You know what I mean?
You're like, run.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have I was going over to your house for dinner tonight. I could do dinner the following night. I have this going on. This is important. I'm running for this here. It's really important to me as a candidate that's going to be potentially on this position for the next 3 years. My priorities. Let me just classify my priorities here. Yes, I want to be at this forum so I can get elected, to this position.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it's been. I mean, I made it a point when when I signed on for this campaign, I kind of made it a point to say, look, I'm not going to take away from, things that like I did with my wife, like I did when I ran with Sam. I took a whole summer and just
throw it out the window.
And but there are certain circumstances where, if somebody called and said, hey, there's an event that's going to happen right now. It'd be really great if you showed up. You can meet people.
Right.
Look, I'm just going to go. I'm going to go and do it.
Right.
So you spend a lot of time campaigning, and it's those kind of golden moments where you get that.
Right. What other opportunity do you have to go in front of the entire township. You have a recorded, message to everyone. What other opportunity do you have? As a school board candidate for a non-paid position. Oh, wait. You could also have backing of, the Democratic committee that has money to do that. So maybe you don't show up. I don't know.
Well, you don't need to. Yeah, I guess if you don't need to,
yeah.
Some of the folks that are running, like some of the school board folks that are running, I think I had asked before, like, hey, what did you spend on your total campaign? I think it was like, I bought signs.
Right.
So it's kind of
$500-$600 maybe.
Some people spend $500-$600 on signs, and that's it. That's all the money they have for their campaign because.
And they're doing time, so sweat equity isn't counted into that. When you're factoring a total dollar amount spent,
the folks they're running against don't have to do.
You're like, oh, I'm going to spend 0 sweat equity, and I'm going to just spend $100,000 on.
Yeah, look at $100,000
blasting out
just to
commercials or signs or whatever it is, text messages to people through lists that I'm not sure where they came from and
mailers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll just send mailers out. That's the easy one.
Mailers have been crazy this election.
Dude, I saw that was one of the posts online. There was someone said that they had in one day.
Oh man, yeah.
It was like 10 mailers that they got in one day. And when you add up the amount of money that is, I mean, that is absolutely insane how much money that's spent.
Yeah.
You couldn't, I don't know if somebody said it in there, if I thought it in my head, but you could add up all the positions that are there and the dollar amount that those positions pay over the course of not just a year, but like their entire duration of the term wouldn't pay for those. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was Joe.
Was it? Yeah. So, pull that one up there.
This was like.
So we have
one day?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mailers there. I see. One. Is that right? One.
There's a lot. I mean,
5, 6, 7. Yeah, I see 8 of them there. Each one of those mailings.
My favorite though. My favorite right there.
Oh yeah, was that your tricycle one? What was Joe D'Amico and Joe Allen thinking?
I don't know what we were thinking. We weren't even involved.
Yeah, it was. Oh wait, so you knew you met someone from another county whose brother had a business. What were you thinking, Joe? Why did you meet that guy?
It turns out somebody had somebody. I think so. Chris Del Borello.
Chris is running.
Chris is running for Senate in
New Jersey, LD4.
Yeah, Chris is a Gloucester Township resident, neighbor to Sam Sweet. Great guy, great family guy. Chris's family, pretty big family. They're involved in a lot of different business. Chris's brother is councilman in Washington Township.
Right.
He's like
Peter.
Yeah, Pete Del Borello is Pete is an online sensation in Washington Township.
Pete's on every day. He's got another thing. He's out there. I swear to you, I'm not lying. I was driving down the Black Horse Pike. There's a man in a suit in the middle of the highway picking up trash. And it was Pete standing in the middle of the highway.
In a suit.
Councilman in a suit.
All the time.
Decked out in a suit, picking up trash in the middle of the highway.
I've never seen that guy not in a suit.
Yeah.
He would stop.
Just like you've never seen me in a suit. Yeah. You've never seen him out of a suit.
That guy in a suit is Keith in a black shirt.
Right. Oh man, the guy's. Anyway, go ahead with your story. Up.
Yeah. So, he just that's Chris's brother. So in that
they
family,
have another brother, I think.
They got another brother, but the Del Borellos own a bunch of different businesses, and I guess at some point.
They had a limousine.
It's like a limousine business, but then I guess
somehow somebody stretched that out to be if you had a limousine business and he had escorts or something, right?
No, it was like female entertainers.
Either way, all right, same.
But anyway, somebody in that family, not Chris, somebody in that family had something to do with like limousines and that, and then. So they ran TV ads and they ran mailers saying that this was Chris's family business, but then this one out here with the legs on it
Oh,
I wish I
man.
had the other side of it to talk about, and it's on Restore GT actually, but
So yeah, go to restoregt.com.
it says that Joe D'Amico and Joe Allen and their running mates endorsed Chris Del Barello in.
Wasn't it like a midgets riding tricycles or something like that, or was that a different one?
No, so the title was "Strippers and a Leprechaun on a Tricycle." I remember that
Yeah.
because that night I went to trivia at House of Brews and we did, and that was my team name.
There you go.
But yeah, strippers and a leprechaun on a tricycle, and I thought, one. Now I think Chris is a great guy. I think Chris definitely should win, but. What was the alternative here to this thing? Was I gonna go look? I want to fix my township, and in the moment they put me on the slate with Chris, go, oh no, I don't want to fix the township anymore.
Right.
What else was I gonna do? But no, I mean, yeah, I think at this point now, yeah.
What were you thinking, Joe? You
What
should
was
have
I
dropped
thinking?
right out.
What was I thinking? I was thinking, hey, I think we need to change some things in our town here. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What were the rest of the people thinking on the other side?
But great guy over there. But man, they spend a lot of money on. That was it though. That was.
That's what did we say it was? 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It was a lot that day, and then I think
at $12,000 a piece, it's still $100,000, right?
yes, yeah.
That's in one day.
And then we sent out. I think we sent out one, or one. One came out. We actually didn't. We spent our money out somewhere else, but I think the county sent one out for us the day after. So, luckily ours didn't come in this mess. But man, it feels different this year. I don't maybe. Also, this is the first time that I've ever gotten mailers where I'm like, damn.
Oh my God! Yeah, the size of some of those things are like it's ridiculous.
It used to be this big. Like it was this big.
Like if you went to like I don't know WWF like wrestling thing, you're like yeah Hulk Hogan. You have the big huge sign.
That's what it is.
This is literally what they would send to your house. You're like, how does this even fit in my mailbox? You're like unfolding, and you're like, I can't. What does this say?
I don't know who thought that was a great idea, because generally,
Just printing that has got to be ridiculous.
I read the flyer while I'm walking up the driveway. I go down there and I go, okay, flip it over. But if I'm walking up the driveway and I gotta go, I gotta unfold it. Oh, and then I gotta fold it, and then I gotta fold it.
Yeah.
I don't even get that far. I go, nah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Honestly, this year, I was like, is my picture on any of these? I don't care. That was it. That was as far as I got. But
Even if it is, do you even care? No.
Well, yeah.
It's all lies. It's ridiculous.
They're gonna get framed.
Yeah.
The Joe's a bad guy ones. They're gonna wind up on the walls back here.
Oh, you're gonna frame them that? Okay.
We'll frame your note one too.
My note one. Yeah.
We'll frame your note one too. So
I don't let it bother. I mean, how can you? You know, it's all lies. People know.
I think it's hilarious.
People aren't stupid.
Look, if you think the worst thing about me is that I know a guy that knows a guy that has a limo company, then you know what? I'm a good guy. That's what it comes down to.
That's what you found.
That's
Congratulations.
That's what you found. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's a couple of barbecues that happened too. Yeah.
Yeah, there was. I guess there was. Well, October 17th, there was another Meet the Candidates barbecue, I think, last week.
Oh, actually, Joe, now that you're saying this one here, the free barbecue thing, on the last podcast that we did, we talked about the woman at Brittany Woods that sent in the eGov question saying that her house was built like, like the hell. She actually is hosting one of the meet and greets. And when she was questioned as to why would you do that if you're breaking their stones about them allowing this builder to build this thing, she's like, yeah, I don't know. They asked me if I could have one here. So this woman that sends in an eGov, they're like, hey, do you mind if we have a barbecue over your house to draw people in and try to vote for us? I know you don't like us very much. And she allowed them to do it. It's like, what? I don't know what people are thinking. What is that picture?
I don't know. That's just a... Whoo! They're like, no, Mercado. And he's like, shake my hand. I don't even know what that is.
Chipotle? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, they went. I guess they got Chipotle. They were at... I guess they were at the Mayor's Lunch and Learn at Chipotle.
Oh. I don't pay attention to their sites.
I don't. Actually, I
don't pay attention to any of it.
I'm surprised I'm not blocked yet, but they were out working hard. There's no comments on their stuff.
No, and people notice that too. I mean, you hear people online saying like, you can't even comment on their stuff. At least these guys. There's a woman, Joe, that is. Let me stop talking on what I was going to say, but she's very negative around Joe D'Amico, Republicans in general, actually had some fairly kind words to say today, the other day, saying that like, at least you guys engage with the constituents that are like, saying something. And just that comment alone says everything. Like this woman would probably shoot you if given the opportunity, just because you have an R next to your name.
I love interacting with this woman because you know
who I'm talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about. And I love interacting with this woman because I feel like there's a part of me that just goes, like, one day you're gonna like me. You just are, because obviously she's a big January 6th person, and obviously I wasn't there, and I don't know where we're at politically. I do know I was joking with her because she really doesn't like Trump.
Yeah.
And as an independent guy, I think there's better choices, and
right.
And but she thinks that I love Trump. So that's her thing, because I mean,
she doesn't even ask. She just assumes it.
Just because I'm in that column, and solely that. But I'm like, I'm going to win this lady over one day. It's not going to be before the election. She's not going to vote before the election. But I'm just.
You're going to get. I know what you're going to do. You're going to get a beekeeper's outfit. You're going to get a beekeeper's outfit and go rescue her hornets or wasps from her house.
Yes, I am. But
oh my God.
Man,
But she actually had some nice things to say today. Like, and that's a. I don't know if it's a testament. I don't know what word I'm trying to look for here, but it shows that like people actually do want change, whether they want to admit it or not, and they're actually open to things happening. So hopefully, fingers crossed that something good goes.
It's the tough part too when you start talking about these things, going back and forth with people in that situation. Look, that's a vote that I'm not going to get. I'm not going to win that vote.
Right.
But there's a part of me that says, I need you to know. I need you to know what my intentions are. My intentions are good. So there's a part of me, and I know Ray was doing it. Ray was going back and forth, and
yeah,
it's just you want to let them know. Look, I'm not doing this for any other reason other than I just want to help you.
Yeah.
But then you get yourself in trouble too, because the more you go back and forth, you may say something that's going to turn somebody else off that was going to vote for you. But it's like you can't help it. You can't help it to just kind of say.
Look, Joe, we do this podcast. Do you know how much is out there that they could use against us for what we say right now?
Absolutely.
But guess what? I don't give a crap. You don't give a crap.
No, I don't care.
It is what it is. I'm me. If you don't like me, I'm sorry.
I'm sad that there were no podcast clips of stuff that I said that they found were bad.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted free advertising for the podcast.
And I know that they watch. Like we've joked before. They're some of the biggest fans that we have.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I should say this, but I've been asked by two different we'll call them prominent, people saying,
Oh yeah.
I am coming on your podcast. I'm not going to do it until after the election, but I'm coming, like basically saying they want to, be on. One of which was to me directly. Another one was through someone else, and we would be happy to have them on. And I won't say anything just out of their, I don't know, privacy or whatever you want to say for now. But I think we should have them on. I'll talk to you. I think I've told you both of them. But,
I know that the both that you're talking about, and
it would be very interesting, and
would
be good for dialogue, between people. Like we have to cross a bridge where you can talk back and forth, and it's not just butting heads. Like that's what the whole point of this whole bipartisan thing. There's things that you want and things that they want, kind of thing. And
I think that I've gotten pretty.
A balance helps everyone in the town.
I like having I like having dialogue back and forth without getting into kind of the name calling. And I think that we could have anybody on this podcast that opposes what we do, and have a good conversation. As long as they can kind of keep it together, I think we can have a good conversation.
Yeah, I think you're extremely fair on things. I feel like I'm fair on things. I know myself in situations that I'm in, I can listen to everything that somebody has to say, and it might change my mind. I'm open to that happening. You know what I mean? And I feel like you're the same way too. If you have a view of one thing and somebody actually presents an argument, you say, okay, I can see that. I didn't think that way. You know what I mean? And be able to accept that your original conviction, I guess you could say.
How would you compare yourself to your beliefs 10 years ago? Do you think they've changed a lot, or they've pretty much been the same?
10 years ago, I didn't really care about any of this stuff. My head was in the sand, and probably I was complete opposite of where I am now. The more that I learned, my views changed. So I would say probably 180-degree difference.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say 10 years ago, my head wasn't in the sand 10 years ago. I've just been a political nerd now for a long time, but my views were completely opposite.
Right.
Of where they are now.
Yeah, it was completely opposite, but because my head was in the sand is I guess what I was saying there.
And Facebook's been around long enough now to where I get the memories.
You're like, oh, I thought that. Wow.
And and I've said this before, like, man, I've looked back at my memories and been like, I don't know how people still stayed friends with me. I just was this lunatic activist kind of. Yeah, I was way different. Yeah. I was a big government kind of guy, big government, and that's changed. And I think a lot of it's changed because I moved to New Jersey, and I thought there's a lot of government here.
Great.
And it seems like where you go with more government doesn't work that well. So that changed a lot of my views. But that's kind of the thing too. But what happened in that 10-year span is that I was always open to talk to people.
Right.
And talk about views. And I heard a lot of people's views. And then when I would say, all right, tell me how that works that way. And when they would explain, oh, here's this theory, Right. And I've talked before about like healthcare and stuff like that, and the different ideas people have for healthcare. And when different people start giving ideas and tell you how it would work, it goes, okay, well, as a government, we haven't tried that yet. So
right.
You do start to change your views. So I would definitely welcome conversation with anybody on here with any kind of opposing views.
So hopefully for you folks that are watching and actually listening, we will have some people on here that might be of interest to you in the future, near future.
Well, that's probably going to be it, I think, for.
Yeah, we can wrap up this episode
for what's
here.
Going on now. Now there is a guy right here, Brian Rain. I was talking about it's time for change. We deserve more than a Wawa and dollar stores. Why are there no restaurants in Blackwood? I mean restaurants, not fast food. We have no culture, and I'm tired of broken cars along the pike, no lights, no safety. Well, you've been fixing that for us, so. But I would suggest on that one there's 171 comments on that. I did not even see this post before now.
Oh, you didn't see this before?
I did not see it.
I saw this post, Joe, and I thought immediately of the Joe D'Amico post.
I was just going to say.
Spurred an entire, I think it was the first episode that we had, where we brought Joe on.
And Mark Matthews.
And Mark, I think that's who it was. And it was like a good conversation about basically that. Why don't certain businesses in town, or why don't we have certain businesses in town? Why are they, why do we have Dick's Sporting Goods in Deptford? Or I'm just the first thing I can think of. I don't know. Why didn't Bonesaw decide to plant their foot in Gloucester Township at the Rite Aid? Or it's all those different outskirts of Gloucester Township being the where somebody planted their foot instead of in Gloucester Township. And this guy's kind of hit the nerve of the town again of saying like, hey, where are these restaurants? Why are they? And when we're saying restaurants, we're not saying McDonald's or Taco Bell.
Hopefully somebody shared our podcast in there.
Maybe. Probably somebody should.
That was a great. If you haven't checked out that episode, with Mark from 42 Freeway, and Joe D'Amico, that was a fantastic discussion on just businesses in town, what other towns are doing, how they've gotten businesses in.
Yeah,
that was great. I'd love to expand on that. You mentioned Bonesaw. Mark tagged me from Bonesaw earlier during their. Or actually, he tagged me for their opening because he was like, I'm trying more beer today, Joe.
Yeah.
So they did their grand opening today over at the Pilot House over in Deptford Mall. Mm-hmm. That's the old Dick's in the mall.
Right.
Which is, what's that? That's at Round 1?
Round 1 is upstairs, yeah, and then there's like the Comcast thing downstairs. Yeah. But they're on, that. Either way, just look up Bonesaw and at the mall.
Yeah. Deptford Mall. that's going to be it. That is
that's GT Talk. What's the next show?
Inside
GT Talk.
So there's
episode 28. I'll get it. I'll finally get it, guys. Sorry.
we got 2 days. We got 2 days till Election Day, and then Facebook's going to be clean.
Oh man. We're going to be back to fireworks and alien landings. Wasn't it? There was an alien sighting not that long ago. Did you see that one?
No.
Oh, it was like lights in the sky, and they didn't know what was going on, and people were freaking out.
Oh, the Pine Hill one?
I don't know. It was in GT Talk. It was
a couple weeks ago.
I don't know what it ended up being, but it was like an opening of some place, and they had like lights going around.
Yeah, it was an opening. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But so it'll be back to gunshots and aliens.
Yeah, back to the
good old Dawn's Deli.
The old Dawn's Deli.
Yep.
Photo at the top there. 2 days till Election Day, man. Well, folks, if you guys
get out and vote, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Turn your notifications on. And vote again.
That's it. Talk to you guys after Election Day.
Yep.
See you, folks.
All right. See you.